Hey Tim, it was sure nice to meet you the other day, man. Jack's an awful nice guy. It was nice to meet one of his longtime friends. This is the first swing we saw from the downline angle and now from this face-on angle. So there are definitely a lot of good things going on there, Tim. But remember, one of the main things you're asking about is why does that driver keep slicing? But one of the first things I wanted you to learn was that the driver swing actually looks very similar to the 7-iron swing. It's just that because the driver has less loft and is longer, it's a little harder to hit straight. But that's why it's putting that right-hander screwball spin on it, creating the slice. So we saw that with the driver and with the 7-iron. And as you notice, now you are more behind the ball with that driver in your setup, and therefore in the rest of the swing as well. So that's good. I like that you're more behind the ball with that driver. A little more in front of it there with the iron. So, based on all of that, remember, wanted to see if you can get on that plane line better on the downswing. Sure enough, man. Much better on the very first try there, Tim. Much different. Much, much better. Over there on our left, on the new blue. Much more what you want. And after that, put the ball there. Wasn't as good with the ball there, but it was better than what you started with. So that's coming down through your head, whereas this one here is coming more through your right shoulder. You see that's on your hands, whereas when you started, Tim, it was outside your hands quite a bit. Much closer there on the new blue, Tim. Much, much better. Yeah, there you go, and now you see the ball starting to the right. More like the guys on TV, the guys and girls on TV. Instead on the left, the ball was starting to the left. So you did great with that, Tim. And you kept doing it. Yep, another good one. There's that ball starting to the right nicely. Much better. Even though it's not perfect, much, much better. Yep, and then you started turning your hands over a little earlier. You saw that ball starting to go straighter and straighter, and it started feeling great for you. Tim, much better there. In fact, at that point, yeah, much, much better than what we saw starting out to the right. And remember, any of the tour players we look at, see that club head getting on that plane line on the downswing. All the ones I showed you the other day. Doesn't matter who we look at, Tim. Right down that line. And through the top of their left shoulder, parallel that plane line, and then follow through. Tim, buddy, that was great work, man. I'm glad it felt so much better. And I look forward to talking to you soon, man. Seeing more and more good things as the season goes. It was great visiting with you. Take care. Talk to you soon.
This is Joel Suggs. I sure enjoyed meeting you down at the Cincinnati Golf Show this weekend and showing you your swing on the 2D equipment that I have. And so I want to take about 2 or 3 minutes to just show you around Meadowlink. This is the studio I use in the winter for all my students. You see there's the down-the-line camera angle for our 2D equipment. And then we have the face-on camera angle also. And then what we also have here is the 3D equipment to where I can show you your swing from 6 different camera angles with this 3D equipment, and we can get your swing from down to the 1/120th of a second in terms of exactly what your hips, shoulders, and hands are doing in the swing. And then also, I have the most realistic hitting curve I've ever seen from puttersedge.com, so when you hit your full shots, it feels as realistic as possible. And then I have 3 different green speeds for you to practice your putting. 9.5 on the step meter, 10.5 on the step meter, and 12.5 on the step meter. That's benefited my students tremendously. And then also I have a lot of learning aids like this Smart Stick. You can see the rest of those learning aids over here in my bag that we can work on to help you learn the certain fields in your golf swing that you and I both want. And then also I help my students a lot with their equipment through the winter. This is a frequency analyzer where we twang your club and it gives us a reading here. And then also we plot your whole set, each club on these lines to see if the set is really matched or not. Quite often they aren't, and it helps my students tremendously when they find out what clubs are the offending clubs. Then if we get tired of being indoors and we want to go outdoors and hit some, we can do that. It's my daughter. Ellie, good to see you. I haven't seen her in weeks. No wonder you've been gone, Ellie. You've been out here playing in the snow all this time. But this is our natural turf area. This is closed until April, as you can see. But it's a fantastic area where we can step outside and hit some balls and get some real ball flight. Or if we get pretty satisfied and things are looking better on the video here, and we're kind of cooped up inside and want to go outside, we can step on out and hit balls and see real ball flight for about 5 or 10 or 15 minutes, however long you and I can stand the cold, out into the air, and we see them land at these different flags. I have a yardage book for this driving range. It's the first one I've ever seen in my life where we know exactly what it is for the front, back, and middle of each green. And again, the covered area here is heated, so we stay out there for about 5, 10, 15 minutes, like I said. It enables us to see some ball flight, and then we get satisfied that things are looking the way we want, and we can come back inside, take off our coat, and look again at the video equipment to see how your swing's looking, to make sure that you understand it. And then notice too, my exercise ball up top here, and then also, so I help my students a lot with their fitness through the winter, and then I will help you also with your sports psychology, with your golf psychology from the golfpsych.com people down in Texas. That's helped my students tremendously a lot over the years too. So again, I sure enjoyed meeting you down at the Cincinnati Golf Show this weekend. I look forward to seeing you again out here this summer at Meadowlinks, or even right now in the winter. I have a lot of people that work on their games with me right through the winter. Check out more information about the things I do to help you at joelsuggs.com. Take care.